Welcome to Split the Defense.
Split the Defense.
LEAFS Postgame Edition. Split the Defense is presented by LaForest Electrical Contractors. Professional and efficient service since 2004, serving the Kingston and surrounding areas. Alongside co-host Craig Pearce and producer Ted Evans, here's your host, Jordan Webster.
Hey, welcome, Split the Defense, LEAFS post-game. I'm Webby. We got CP, boots on the ground at the CTC, Canadian Tire Center. Just finished watching the LEAFS versus Senators, and LEAFS lose 4-3 to the 28th place Ottawa Senators. The Senators officially taking the season series 3-1. Tim Stützle could win a gold medal in Olympic diving. I swear to God. Take a second if you're watching this, drop a like on this episode, subscribe to our YouTube, rate it 5 stars on whatever podcasting platform you may be listening on. Leave us a comment here. We'll answer everything we can. So the LEAFS scores tonight, we had Matthews opening the scoring, Nyes had a goal, Domi could have had 2. And then on the Sens side, we had Giroux, Tarasenko, Pinto, Norris. And then at the end, there was another one, and it was just a rough go for the LEAFS on an empty net. So what are your initial reactions to this one, CP? How was it down there?
I mean, it was definitely a full house of LEAF fans. It's funny that, like, out of the 95% of LEAF fans that are here, there's the 1% is sitting right next to me. He was a good Sens fan. I mean, we were talking the whole time, and I mean, we kind of, I don't know. I feel the opinion of the rest of the league through him of just a disappointing Leafs team basically. And I mean, that was kind of what we saw tonight. I felt like there's some chances. Domi was basically the only one that showed up, and it's funny because he's the only one that recognizes the Sens rivalry. So I felt like that was, pretty relevant. The Leafs kind of got I felt like out-muscled at every point tonight. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of funny. Like, here tonight, I kind of felt like, I don't like this Leafs team. I don't know. Like, it's funny that we have a show about it, but, like, I like the Raptors better than the Leafs at this point. Like, I don't know. There's just seems to be a lack of fight. And the the players that you saw fight tonight really showed up. Like, McCabe, Benoit, Domi, all those guys really care. There's a lack of care from the rest of the team. Like, I don't know. That's kind of how I feel about it. I know that it's a little different being in the building. You feel a bit more emotional about it. But, yeah, I'm not super excited about this team at the moment.
No, well, you're not far off there, CP. I'm sitting here at home watching the exact same game, and the Leafs are missing that it factor. Yeah. I don't know exactly what that it is going to be, but they need something. They do need to make improvements on this group this year. They need to try something because they could be close. At times we think, oh, they look great, and they could be close. You have to take a chance on this group. I'm almost convinced myself at this point they're missing that it factor, and they're going to make the playoffs. So you might as well take a run at it. You might as well see if you can't give it a shot in the playoffs. I don't know. They're missing something.
What do you mean? Man. What do you mean by, like, take a shot though? Like do you want to go all in on it, or like?
Well, I think that they shouldn't do nothing.
Fair. Okay. Yeah, I'm on the same boat. It's hard to look at this team and say like we should do what the last 2 or 3 years have been of just, all in type of scenario, but definitely an improvement for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I don't want it to be like that 1920 year or whatever it was when they didn't buy anything. They could have had Zach Bogosian, decided against it. The Dave and Ayers situation, all that. So anyways, What was the crowd like down there? What was the Leafs to Sens fans ratio like?
It was 95% Leaf fans. I mean, I've been at a lot of these games at this point. Like, this might be my, I don't know, like 5th or 6th Leafs game in the Sens building throughout my life. And to be fair, like, the Sens fans typically do show up for these games. Like, I'm not sure I've ever gone into one where it's been this heavily favored, but we were sitting here half an hour before the game, and I was like, have the Sens fans just not shown up yet? Because I'm looking around. It's hard to find a Sens jersey, but even once the game started, like, it was 95% Leaf fans. The Sens fans that were here, like, they're definitely cheering louder than your average fan, but I mean, it
So
was taken over.
what was the noise level like down there? Was it loud down there tonight, or was it kind of dead? Because it seemed kind of dead in the broadcast, but you know how that is sometimes. So what was the noise level? Was it rocking or what?
I wouldn't say rocking, no. I'd say the broadcast was probably accurate. It just was a bit of a, I don't know how to explain it, to be honest, because there were moments where you have the Go Leafs Go versus the Go Suns Go, but I mean, it's not like this fan base kind of dominated this building as far as how many people are in the building. But
Yeah.
at the same time, like, I wasn't rocking the building either. So, like, and I'm one of the biggest Leaf fans in the world. So, I mean, I think it's just a matter of how people feel about this team at the moment. And,
Do you
like,
think
I
that
wasn't willing. Go ahead.
Do you think that'd be different if they were winning? Do you think you'd have been different tonight if they had to put a comeback on in the third period at the last minute there? Do you think things would have changed because there was so many Leaf fans in the building, right? Do you think the crowd would have picked up had the Leafs had a little bit more luck near the end of the game there?
You know, it's like, I want to say yes, but, like, at the same time, like, I don't know. No,
No.
I don't know. It's a weird fan base. Like, I just feel like the 5% of the Sens fans were pretty loud. I'll say that. And the 95% Leaf fans, like, we were here in times, but not like you would expect, to be fair.
Okay, fair enough. And
They
so
also
my
get the
last
arena
question.
music on their side, right? They got the power play music and they got all
Well, and
that.
every replay is geared towards them.
There you go.
There's a lot of different aspects that make it more of a home team thing. And it's part of this whole scenario. Like, even the guy next to me, he was saying that he normally gives away the Leafs tickets to clients because they're worth more than your average Sens game. And, like, that's just how it is. Like, I bet you most people that own season tickets as a Sens fan probably sold their ticket tonight or whatever. So, a little bit of that. We're still in the Sens building.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. So my last question on that is: did you take part in the dueling chants or no? Did you chant at all? Go Leafs, go!
Oh yeah. I can't help myself. I'm not a big wave guy, but I'm a big chant guy. So, like, I wish that hockey was like European football or soccer, whatever you want to call it, regular football. Because I would love to get involved in a Matthews chant in the middle of the second period when nothing ever matters, you know. But it's just not
singing
how.
a song.
Just like
wouldn't that be great?
a chant that some actual musician had to write because it's so good. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I wish that hockey was more like that. But yeah, I was part of the Go Leafs Go. The guy next to me was the Go Sens Go. So yeah, we were battling.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so the biggest thing that happened tonight happened at the end of the game, the most excitement. Riley took exception to the empty net goal that was scored by, I believe it was Shane Pinto. He slammed him to the ice, and he receives a 5-minute major and a game misconduct for that play. So when you saw that, what were your thoughts, and do you think he gets a suspension?
I mean, my first thought was, like, get him. Like, go get him. Get him more. Like, more. Domi, yeah, get in here. Get him. I mean, like, so, like, the guy next to me also asked me, like, does that bother you? Like, someone takes a slap shot? I was like, I mean, does it matter? No. But, like, do I want my team to go and get that guy afterwards? Like, fuck yeah. I don't care who's out there. It could have been, like, all, like, 6 Marners, and I would say, still, go get them. So, like, yeah, I hate that, but at the same time, I don't know. It seems like a bit of a poke in the side from the Sens. Just like, you know, like, how do you feel about it? Like, why do you think he slapped it in? Because my whole thought about it was just like, he's just picking on the Leafs now. They suck. So, like, I don't know. What do you think that's his game plan, or do you think he's just slapping it in? I don't know.
I think it was a bit showboaty. Yeah, I'll say that. Riley certainly Riley certainly thought so because he went after him and just laid him to the ice. And I think maybe in the heat of the moment, I could see myself in Riley's shoes. And we look at Riley, and that's just not who he is as a hockey player or like who he is on this team. So it's kind of hard for you to say, like, well, Riley's just a goon and that's what he's going to go and do. He obviously was, he took exception to that. He didn't like it, and he went and showed the other guy, you can't clown on us, because that's what they were doing. It was a bit of a punk test. Can we punk on you? And no, you can't. We will cause problems. And at the end of the game, you saw they started Ryan Reeves, and there was Kostelic was out there for the Sens, but you had Brady Tkachuk wanted to get out there and involved in that kind of stuff, and that's what you need. Like, it's one thing that the game's over, maybe on the scoreboard, but at the end of the day, you can't get punked, especially by the 28th place Ottawa Senators. That's your rival in your province. Like, no, fuck that. So
I'll tell you though, they were punked basically all night. Like Brady Tkachuk literally skates around this arena like he owns the NHL, and like he's going, he punches Gregor in the face 3 times. Like he's just like elbowing whoever he wants. Like, I would give up anyone except Matthews on the Leafs for Brady Tkachuk because he was punking us all night.
Yeah, he's a hell of a player. So this is ridiculous. The stats after 40, the Leafs were down 4-2. They were out. They had more shot attempts, 42-41.
Yeah.
Their slot shots, they were down by 4 at 14-10. They gave up more odd man rushes at 4-2, but they had more O-zone possession time after 40. They're down 4-2. I didn't think at that point. That point. No worries, CP. Walk with us.
Yeah, go ahead.
Anyways, I didn't think at that point that we were going to lose, like that they were going to lose the game. I thought they were doing well. I didn't think that they were playing like shit. I thought that they might mount a comeback. But Domi had a goal called off in the beginning of the game because of an offside, which I fucking hate over and over again, but that's just the game that it is. Do you think that was the turning point? And if he would have got that goal called, do you think the Leafs would have won this game?
Yeah, it was funny. Like that was a turning point in the building because no one really knew what was going on in the building wise. They thought that there was a kick, like that the puck was kicked in. And so like it was a little bit weird in the building because everyone's kind of debating on what was going on. And then it's kind of just like, I was the one that pointed out, well, like the linesmen are over by the bench. Like it can't be a kick in. So like, yeah, definitely a little bit of wind out of the sails when that point happened. But man, was I glad that he got another one later because like he deserved it. I feel like he was the one trying the most tonight. So I was really happy to see Domi actually get one in the end. But I was quite excited for him, I'll say, when he got that first one. But yeah, a lot of confusion actually in the building. That's one of the differences when you're actually watching things live is you don't have the broadcast kind of walking you through. And the refs weren't necessarily great on the mic tonight. So yeah, that was a little confusing, but once you saw it though, it's pretty obvious, right?
Yeah, that's fair. Speaking of the refs, they really put their whistles away tonight. There wasn't a penalty called for a really long time, and there was a lot of times where I would have said, that's a penalty, and I'm just sitting here with the bird's eye view. I mean, they're on the ice. I get it, but at the same time, you know, call something. They weren't calling anything tonight, and did that make it for a more exciting game, or what did you think of the refs tonight?
Like I wouldn't say exciting. Like I don't think that makes a difference other than like it dictates the result of the game. As far as like energy in the building, I'm not sure it makes much of a difference, but I was actually kind of shocked. Like what we get to the second without a penalty or just before?
I think it was in the second when Nylander took the first penalty. And there was McCabe took a high stick. There was no call. Puck's in the back of the net seconds later. Like they're not making calls when they should have been. And I know it's, game management, but that had a direct reaction to the game. And it directly impacted the game. A direct impact. That's what you call that. It directly impacted the game with that play. And I just don't know. The refs. They either call everything or they call nothing. As long as it's fucking even, they're fine with it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess as long as it's being like to be honest, I am kind of fine with that too. But I don't know. It's just it's overall a huge issue with the league is refereeing. Like they got to figure something out. They either have to rewrite the rule book, or they got to be like pretty blatant about like we're not calling most things. Like I don't know how I want it to go because like I prefer playoff hockey, if I'm being honest. But like it's just like, but how do you make that fair? That's my kind of thing. So yeah, I'm not sure how it dictates the energy in the building, but definitely like I just don't think that it's a fair game if you're just like judgment calling every single play.
Yeah, that's fair. Should walk towards the door, CP. We're starting to lose you a bit there. So the next thing I wanted to say is I have a couple of tweets here. One is from @FrawLeafs, and the next one is @BrianB.Leafs. The first one says, literally Sens just play like this all the time, and you're competing for a playoff spot. I can't think of any team the Leafs compete harder against than usual. However, I can think of several the other way around. And Brian adds in, I wish the Leafs hated at least one single team as much as every single team in the NHL hates them. So my question is there a team you think the Leafs up their game for that they play harder against?
I mean, it's got to be Winnipeg. Like it's not the Sens. I just feel like they like there was a noticeable difference from Domi tonight, and it's not lost on me that he was the only guy that brought up the Sens as like the Leafs rival. So, like I don't know, it's like the heritage of this team is lost on the rest of the team, other than the guy that actually had his dad play for it. Otherwise, like no one really understands. So I don't know. I feel like yes, they got up way more for Winnipeg. That would be like I think that's currently the rival. If it's not, then it's probably Buffalo or an old school like Boston Habs. But
I was thinking like
I don't
Boston.
see the current team.
I was thinking Boston. I always see them get up for Boston, but I guess it might have been a couple of years since they've really gotten up for Boston. But I've really noticed that the Leafs used to play that team harder. I like Winnipeg. That's a good answer. They do play Winnipeg harder than other teams. Martin Jones tonight, he let in 4 goals on like 16 or 17 shots. And at Ado Unchained tweets, the thing about starting your third string goalie is he's going to let in third string quality goals. Yes, the Leafs, which is at Leafs all day, says a healthy Wool is really the only chance this team has in the playoffs if they make the playoffs. Do you think Jones was the difference tonight?
I don't think he was the difference. No. Could he have been better? Yes. Do I think they would have gone with Samson? Yes. Do I think Wool would have been better? Yes. So yeah, like he's not necessarily. I'm not going to blame the loss on him. Like as a third goalie, he probably did as well as second goalie could have done, and like probably pretty close to as good as Wool could have done if he was healthy. So I'm not blaming on him. That's sure. Like maybe more on like Marner and Nylander. Nylander today, like he was not worth like $1 million. It's crazy how much he performed to get that contract, and it's just wasting away day by day. And
he's not even getting paid that money yet.
Right. Yeah. But he's guaranteed money. So
it's true.
I don't know. Like Matthews, I felt like I saw a little bit of fight from. Riley, I felt like there was some fight from. The McCabe and Benoit, like I'm not sure it matters who you play. They're probably going to be like on a tear either way. But I don't think I'm not putting on Jones. That's for sure. I think he did a great job as their goalie.
Oh, well, that's fair enough. All right, CP. Well, thanks for joining us here after watching the game down at the Canadian Tire Center after the Leafs lose to the Ottawa Senators 4-3, the 28th place Ottawa Senators. That's a wrap for now. Toronto hosts St. Louis on Tuesday at 7 p.m. in the first of a 3-game homestand. The Blues are 6-3-1 in their last 10 and are tied for a wild card in the West, so not so different from the Leafs. As always,
I had a rough night too, boys. The Avs got shut out 4-0 by the Panthers. Hate those Panthers.
Oh, the Avs have been having a rough go the last couple of games. Oh my God!
Tell me about it.
Things have been rough over there. Yeah, what are they're going second now. Oh, poor guys. They're second in their division.
Yeah,
that
sucks.
Okay,
you're right. Okay,
thinking about
that sucks. Poor guy. Yeah, thanks for chiming in there, producer Ted.
Yeah, I try to add what I can.
Anyways, thank you for listening. Thank you for commenting. Make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe on YouTube. Rate us 5 stars anywhere else. And if you really like us, feel free to leave us a review. You can find us on X at STDP Hockey and search for Split the Defense on all other socials. For now, we are out. Until next time, peace.
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 Thanks for tuning in to Split the Defense,
Split the defense.
Leafs Postgame Edition. Hosted by Jordan Webster, Craig Pearce, and producer Ted Evans. Split the Defense is presented by LaForest Electrical Contractors. Professional and efficient service since 2004, serving the Kingston and surrounding areas.